Okay, now, Jenny and Leslie, what should I say about you both?
Just one.
Rather than making a father of the bride speech about our precious firstborn, I thought I would pen these words in the form of spoken word, something like kind of a poem. So here it is. FOB. FOB, an acronym for fresh off the boat, is sometimes so dreaded in our community. FOB, indeed I was some 30 plus years ago, as I joined my beautiful bride in the suburbs of Chicago. So young we were, we didn't know how to raise a child, so my bride and I traveled the USA from east to west and north to south, and committed ourselves to serving in church as volunteers in all possible ways. We did not miss a meeting, arrived early we did, to clean up the church and pray. 5 years later, now in the suburbs of Dallas, for the first time we held a beautiful girl and named her Jennifer Marie John. She changed our lives as young parents, but not so much as to changing our lifestyle. So we continued on and on to arrive 30 minutes early to church with a baby in a carrier. Such a sweet baby Jenny was, with no temper tantrums or crying. She allowed us to continue volunteering when she slept in the carrier, and as a toddler she waddled along and helped, and that brought joy in the hearts of these FOBs. No, her mom was not a soccer mom. We didn't have time for ball or games or teaching her to ride a bike, but we hooked her onto Hooked on Phonics. So Jenny's favorite pastime was reading. She loved to read since age 2. 5 more years passed and Jenny became a big sister to our number 2. So while we volunteered, Jenny became the responsible sister who looked after baby Jessica with such poise and love. She hooked Jessica onto Hooked on Phonics, and they both read, mostly Jenny reading to her. When Jenny was 9, Chrissy came along. No boys still, but we didn't care, and I thank God for all the hand-me-downs. Chrissy looked adorable in the clothes of her 2 sisters, who well became tutors that hooked her onto Hooked on Phonics as well. The cycle would have continued, but we decided 3 was a charm, and for these FOBs, and so we stopped. Yes, the girls do complain for not being able to catch or kick a ball, but that didn't stop Jenny from falling in love. As a FOB, I was happy that she didn't really fall in love with any young teenager, because falling in love with basketball and the Mavericks was okay by my books. So Leslie, she became a fan. Not yours though, for alas, she found another guy before you. This guy had a weird name, a German name, Nowitzki, that is. Nowitzki, that is. As a FOB, I was okay with it because it was all only a one-way love. She says Nowitzki waved back at her when she waved at him. But little does she realize that there were 1,000 others standing next to Jenny and all screaming for his attention. As FOBs, we didn't want Jenny to stay away from home as a college student. She probably did complain for not having a dorm life, but she was an obedient child of FOB. Studied from home, seemed like a bookworm, but she still kept church and the Mavericks as her favorites. Eventually, she did have to leave, but this FOB was happy that it was not to a place so far away. So away she went to Fort Worth, but came home during weekends. Medical school was not easy because they make it hard. But this FOB was so proud of his hardworking baby and her faith in God. Through tears and laughs, pain and joy, through steps and boards, she knocked them down one by one with God's help. More than anything, this FOB was so happy to see her dependency in God in the face of storms. Soon, this FOB had a big concern because other than Nowitzki, she did not have a guy. As FOBs who were once dead against dating and guys, we suddenly had a change of heart. Now our number one question was, have you found a guy yet? So we got even more anxious when we noticed that all her friends were only girlfriends. Nothing against you girls. What's up with that? We would ask, why can't you find a guy to hang out with? I don't want to marry a FOB, she would reply. Desperation turned to franticness when she actually turned down proposals. Alas, Leslie, one of them was you. Her excuse, don't want to think about it until after residency. These dreams and hopes of this FOB, fresh off the boat, becoming an FOB, father of the bride, was sidelined longer than desired. Finally, about 2 years ago, Jenny and Leslie talked, which turned to FaceTiming, and this is now history. Her face sparkled, love was in her eyes, but she would never admit it to her dear old man. God in His time brought Jenny and Leslie together. This long-distance relationship was indeed materializing. Dear Lord Jesus, I confessed. Thank you for bringing Leslie into our baby girl's life. His genuineness, good ethics, sincerity to people around him is what touched me most. And then the icing on the cake, when Leslie called this FOB over a year ago and asked his permission to propose to the love of his life, our Jenny. Now that is God ordained at the time of Lord's own choosing. Thank you, Jenny, for giving me a new title that defines FOB as the father of bride. It's got a nice ring to it, I think. And I will always cherish that title. But wait, I'm too young for it. Today, Sally and I, we don't consider ourselves to only be the parents of the bride, but very much parents of the groom too. Remember, God chose not to give us a son, but we never complained because we were blessed with and thankful to Him for our 3 girls. But it took Him almost 34 years to bless us with a son, and his name is Leslie. In closing, I would like to just say this to Leslie, this dad and mom, were your bride's first love. Forget about Nowitzki. And then you came along. She never hesitates to tell me now that she is deeply in love with you. May this be an endless love from you to her as well. Take good care of her. After God, may Jenny be first in your life and before everyone and anything else, and all else secondary to her. Jenny and Les, may you be blessed in your marriage and your life together. We love you very much. Thank you all once again.
Oh my goodness, I never saw that.
Father of the bride. Love you.
Got 2 FOBs.
She was active.
I took to the last minute. I thought it was fresh out on board. You're the best thing you could get.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't say it yesterday because I don't think we would have not appreciated it. Just
You would have listened to
we
it.
would have been
Distracted so much.
distracted, yes.
My goodness, there's so many.
How long did it take you to write that?
Oh,
Early in the mornings. Yeah.
Beautiful. Really, it's broken my heart. Broken my heart.
He used to disappear off the bed early in the mornings. I'm like, what is Janet? I'm ready.
Oh, it's still going.
So it took several minutes over several days.
You must keep this. We had a
Good one.
So we had the bridal shower, the questions that he answered. He answered everything.